Hey guys, it's Paul. This is a quick, I can't see myself, a quick intro video to something that I saw on YouTube. You'll see from the title, YouTube podcasts are here. And I was playing around the other day and this showed up today because I couldn't get it to work. The Happy Me Show is on my Paul Nicholson or PNUK channel where I went around and, I interviewed on Zoom golf YouTubers. So I put them... I don't know if you can hear it.
On today.
So
rolled up so much.
What I've done is I'm going to show you how to do this. YouTube said, "Do you want to use a podcast?" I can't hear myself. And it was very easy to set up via content on my channel, talking to Corinne and Neil. And now my podcast is in YouTube Music. Now, it's not a perfect solution yet, but it's coming down the pipe and you should get ready and get your channel ready. So all you've got to do is create a YouTube, a podcast playlist. And I'm going to log in. So effectively, if I go to my channel, you don't really see anything on the channel headers. And if you go playlists, again, the Happy Me Show, it's this, I think. So it's this, Happy Me, and again, there's nothing showing that this is a podcast at the moment. There's nothing behind my head showing that it's a podcast. But let me show you. Let me switch accounts. That's why I put my head in this corner, because I didn't want to have to blur out the email that is showing right now. So if I log into Punk TV,
Cloud,
which is what you're watching this video on,
it's top blow.
How you create your playlist, how you create your... podcast is you go to your YouTube studio and then go to content, and you should have now this tab that says podcast. Now you create a podcast. It says here, create a new podcast or set an existing playlist as a podcast. So I'm not sure exactly how you do that. Playlist. I ain't got any. Playlist, set an existing. There you go, set as podcast. So you can, if you've already got a podcast playlist, just go there and set as podcast, right? But let's go from scratch if it's not happened. New podcast, create a new podcast. Oh, it says there again, set a podcast. Yeah, we can do it both in two ways. I like it, where you can do things from different directions. Let's call it the Punk TV podcast. Add a description, I don't know, Punk PNUK TV, talking about turning YouTube channels into businesses. Businesses? Yeah. Make it public, upload a square picture. So for this, you need the square profile. Let's go Punk Red, because it's YouTube-ish. Create the podcast and now add videos. Now I saw somebody said YouTube. I click on that ad. Anyone? Add to playlist. Punk. Right. I'm sure I clicked on them. Can I go back? Oh, add videos. So I saw on a video that YouTube only want full episodes. They don't want clips. But I don't know how true that is, but I would say add your full episodes. It also says the podcasts on YouTube Music don't need you to put episode 5, 6, 7 or anything like that. I think that's coming down the pipe, but again, at this point, I wouldn't worry too much. Just add your existing videos. So let's say that these 5 were me talking in a podcast. Apply to playlist, podcast. I'm guessing if you put another playlist as a podcast, it'd show. Save. Now, it won't show up immediately in YouTube Music. If I go, I don't know if I've saved that playlist. If I go to my music now, it's still showing. I'm just going to copy this link at the top. You can't see it, but this is still me in my other account. If I refresh this, it'll switch to my Punk TV and that Happy Me show's gone. Now, the thing that is obviously not quite working at the minute is if I type in Happy Me show, you see I've already tried it. It won't show up. If I type in The Happy Me Show. So this is at the start of the video where I said this is the beginning of podcasts. It doesn't show up. But if I copy and paste the playlist in, I can see when I paste in the actual link that I can watch the playlist, but I can't search it at the minute. So I'm sure there's going to be at the top here podcasts. There's going to be my podcasts or ones you've subscribed to. So it's not a perfect scenario solution. At some point, I'm not sure how long it takes to arrive in that playlist that I've shared to arrive in my shows. Like that said before, if I switch back to this one, I'm not sure how from your library, how long it takes to get in here. But it's obviously going to be a way that people can listen to your show on the move. I'm not sure if is there YouTube music in cars these days. I'm pretty sure there will be. Or, put it on the TV, crack on with your work, put it on the computer, crack on. So when I did that video not long ago, did I start this video? Oh man, I can't remember. That I did the video saying use Buzzsprout, this video here. Use Buzzsprout to create, to take your YouTube content and turn it into a podcast. I would still do that. I would still try and get it on Spotify, try and get on Apple Music, Google Music, Google Podcasts. I would spread your content wide until, like Joe Rogan or someone like that, you can niche down. And finally, if you are a YouTube podcaster, or if you've even got a podcast, you should be able to come to do this. Come to pnuk.com. Here are the podcast rankings. I've just changed the style of the site, so there's a few things broken. But in YouTube ranking order is the biggest podcasts in the world, and hopefully yours. I want to see you rising up the rankings. And now there's an incentive to add podcasts to your channel, or to even start a podcast channel. And then if you click quick view, it'll pop out a little quick. That thing's broken at the minute. About your channel, and this short link will show your podcast, where it's at. It should show your trailer. That's broken as well. I need to fix that. But it's going to be quick links to your all your social medias, and I'm going to add when I work out how to add the YouTube Music icon to get people to your YouTube Music podcast. That will be added here as well. Obviously, Joe Rogan only does. I'm not sure I've done it. Edited any of the others. Oh no, I've jumped. Yeah, that's because Joe Rogan's in the diamond play button list. But yeah, there will be links to your podcast, Spotify, videos on your channel and stuff like that. So let me know if you want to be added to this. It will look better by the time you get here. Morning problems. Anyway, any questions? Fire away. As I say, I'm not an expert, but I think this is a good extra added value placement for your podcast content. Any spoken word, maybe even just if you've got training videos where you do a lot of talking and there isn't a lot of showing. On that channel I used to do stuff where I used to talk about online gambling and the state of gambling and casinos and the rules and fake slot players. I could have made that a playlist and put that on there as well. Good things that would have been around 2 years ago. But I think this is cool, and it's just extra value to your YouTube content, innit? Let me know what you think. See you all again soon. PNUK, Punk out.